Hi there, I'm Johnny, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about our GPS outdoor activities and how we can book them easily online in just a few minutes through our Wild Goose website. So, what is a GPS challenge? Well, these are outdoor games that can be played in any town or city globally. We've got hundreds of locations set up already. And whilst we've got a few different versions, they all work in fundamentally the same way. You have to visit in teams of 4 to 6 people. You head outside and visit these GPS hotspots around your chosen location. And when you get there, the questions or challenges will unlock and give you something to do that will earn you points. And the team that earns the most amount of points will win. So we have a few different GPS games to choose from. So just scroll down and you'll see we've got different themes. Like I say, they all work in fundamentally the same way. The Urban Explorer is a good generic game that can be dropped into city centre that will get you interacting with statues and buildings and things like that. The Ultimate is a combination of some of our best content. Spy School in the Field is where you can unlock your inner James Bond. We have our Pub or Bar Explorer, which, as the name suggests, is a pub quiz on foot that involve a few bar stops along the way. Our Space Survival is a game where you've been stranded on a planet that looks strangely like planet Earth, but is not. You have to repair your space shuttle and escape. And then finally, talking of escapes, we have The Dark Curse, our newest game, which is an outdoor escape game. So it's taken all the elements that we love of escape rooms, but putting it out into your nearest town or city. So choose the game that you want to book, and it'll generate an online proposal that is unique to you. You'll see this code up here. That's unique to you, so you can bookmark it or share it with your team. Now, the first thing we're going to ask you for is your date and time. So just pick a date and time that works for you, not forgetting to get your time zone correct, because obviously we run these all across the world, and then you can move on to the next stage. Now, up to 7 days before your event, you can change your time or date. So if things change, as long as you move it within 7 days of your event date, then there will be no charge at all. So really, really flexible. This is an in-person game where you're all together and we run it with a remote host. More of that later. And you can see this lasts for 120 minutes. Now, we do have shorter and longer versions available. So if you do need a bit less or a bit more time, do let us know. And then we get down to locations. As I said before, we've run these in over 300 locations globally. And what you need to do is just type in your location and it will come up with options that are near to where you are. So let's put New York City, for example. And it will come up with plenty of options that we have available with the map next to it. So you can see exactly where the game covers. Now, we recommend that you start and finish within that game area. So choose a different location depending on where you're looking to go. Now, another really neat thing about this is that you can select this and you can also have what we call multi-city. So if you've maybe got another office somewhere else, then you can play a game against them. So let's just say you have an office in Chicago. You can choose Chicago. And let's select there as well. So what we can do is we can brief you both at the same time. You'll be playing the same game, but in your respective cities with a joint leaderboard. So really, really good way of bringing your offices together. We can do these either with a remote host or self-managed. So let me just put in a remote host. And then we've got everything put together here. This is where you can add in your numbers. Now, we ask you to book based on your minimum numbers. Minimum numbers is what you're going to be committed to. So if you're not too sure, go lower than you think, and you can always increase it nearer the time. Up to 48 hours before, you can jump in and add more people. So book for your lower numbers to secure the date and then increase it a little bit nearer. And then you're ready to go. You can share this proposal with others, or you can book it online and it's all confirmed once you've paid for it. You'll then have a portal where you can manage it online. You can change your dates, contact our support team, ask any other questions, right the way through to your event date. It's all really simple. All immediate, instant book, instant confirmation. So as I mentioned, we've got a few different GPS themes, but they all kind of work around the concept of earning points, and the winning team will be the one that earns the most amount of points. You'll be playing in teams of 4 to 6 people, so you'll be playing in teams against other members of your group. So we start all of our events with a remote host who beams into your meeting room to explain the activity. We can beam into your office. We can even beam into your phones if you don't have somewhere really easy to meet. And the reason we run everything with remote hosts is based around our 4 guiding principles. So we like to offer flexibility. You can change your event date up to 7 days before at no charge. But because we're not traveling to where you are, we haven't got any sort of refunds or cancellation policies. Availability, we've got a global team of hosts who can beam into any location globally at fairly short notice to run an event for you. So 24/7 availability, regardless of your time zone. By cutting out our staff travel, we are carbon neutral. We've reduced our carbon footprint, and that means that we can offer your activities 100% carbon neutral. We offset all CO2 that is emitted in the running of your event, and it allows us to provide a great price. All of our activities are incredibly affordable and priced in the same way, regardless of where you are in the world. So the game is played through our mobile adventures app. At least one person in each team needs to download the app, and we give out a game code at the end of the briefing, which you input into here. Teams take a selfie, join the game, and then you're greeted with the GPS map. And the idea is that you'll have to move around these GPS hotspots to unlock questions and challenges. Okay, you can do them in any order you like. So planning is essential, and what you find is even with really large groups, every team's got their own method and strategy of how to do this. So you very rarely get people all bunched together following each other around. Even the largest of groups can disperse very quickly into the towns and cities. And you'll get a number of questions or photo and video challenges to complete, which will earn you points. Okay, the questions and challenges will give you instant points. The photos and videos are scored by our remote hosts, who are scoring those live in-game and giving you feedback on your efforts. We'll also show some of the best ones at the end of the game. We can imagine you can get some great footage. We also share them all with you afterwards as mementos from your event. There's a live leaderboard, there's a messaging feature so you can contact our support team. Lots of nice features in the game to keep you interacting and make it an exciting and enjoyable experience. And that is essentially everything about us. Check out our Trustpilot reviews. You'll see that we generally get a very, very high rating for our activities. We've been doing this a long time and people love what we do. So do check those out, and hopefully we'll see you on an event soon.